mean, you said it right there. We stuck with it. Put ourselves in a tough spot. Maybe we're good at coming from behind. And we found a way. And
right now, as the season moves fast and pressure rises, a sudden shift has pulled all eyes onto Edmonton. In the middle of tight games and rising injuries, Connor McDavid kept adding points in silence. Then, without any warning, he finally spoke about the streak he built night after night. His words changed the tone around this run and set a new focus on what has been happening. Connor McDavid is the captain of the Edmonton Oilers. In the 7-1 win over the Utah Hockey Club on March 19th, 2025, he recorded 1 goal and 2 assists. That game pushed his point streak to 12 straight contests. During those 12 games, he produced 18 points made up of 4 goals and 14 assists. 2 days later, on March 21st, 2025, the Oilers faced the Winnipeg Jets. In that game, McDavid added an assist in the second period. This extended his point streak to 13 games. At that moment in the season, he had 4 goals and 15 assists during that streak. In the same game, he left in the second period with a lower body injury and did not return for the third period or overtime. Before this run, McDavid and Leon Draisaitl were already building momentum. At the start of January 2025, McDavid had 3 goals and 20 assists during his ongoing streak at that time, while Draisaitl had 10 goals and 14 assists. Edmonton had gone 9-1 since those streaks began. After the loss to Winnipeg, McDavid spoke to the media. He said, "It was an unorthodox kind of game. You lose Connor, you lose Stu, and you're already missing Leon." His comment reflected the situation the team faced when both he and goaltender Stuart Skinner were ruled out during the game, and when Leon Draisaitl was already out of the lineup. Across the season at that point, McDavid had reached 90 points in 63 games, split into 26 goals and 64 assists. His ability to maintain high production across long stretches has been consistent. In November 2024, he became the 4th fastest player in NHL history to reach 1,000 career points, accomplishing it in 659 games. He also became the 4th youngest player ever to reach that mark at 27 years and 306 days old. The importance of the streak also connects to McDavid's long record of steady scoring. Earlier in his career, he reached 1,000 career NHL points faster than nearly every player in league history. Only 3 players reached that number in fewer games than his 659. By March 21st, 2025, his career totals had risen to more than 1,070 points in 708 games. His scoring pace across seasons has remained high, and the new streak became another example of his ability to produce in many situations. The team context also changed later in the year when McDavid signed a 2-year contract extension in October 2025. The deal carries an average annual value of $12.5 million. According to the announcement, he took time before making his decision about the next step in his NHL career. The extension confirmed that he would remain with Edmonton for at least the next several seasons. This commitment framed the streak within a larger picture of his future with the club. The streak became even more notable because it happened while the Oilers shifted lines and filled empty spots. In games where both Stuart Skinner and Leon Draisaitl were out, McDavid still added points. His comments after the game against Winnipeg came at a moment when the team had lost multiple starters in a single night. His line, "You lose Connor, you lose Stu, and you're already missing Leon," showed the strain on the roster at that time. Across these games, each assist and goal extended the run. Each stretch of play added to the numbers that now sit beside his name for the season. Block 2 completes the details tied to his streak, his contract, and the pressure around the Oilers during this period.
Pierre LeBrun and Darren Dreger, usually guys, it takes a month or 2 before we get into the trade rumors of good players on struggling teams coveted by other teams, but we're well underway already with Nazem Kadri and the Calgary Flames.
Something big is happening between Montreal and Calgary. As the Flames spiral down the standings, a shocking name has quietly shaken the trade market. Behind the scenes, whispers of a potential move to the Canadiens are growing louder. But what's really happening right now has insiders stunned, because Montreal may be closer to landing a star center than anyone expected.
First thing I'd tell you is the Habs, O-Dog, my understanding is, listen, they've gone through the entire league in their preparations internally and have a list of what centers could potentially pop up between now and next season, and obviously ahead of the March 6th trade deadline this year. You name a name, and it's come up internally with the Montreal Canadiens. And yes, Nazem Kadri is one of those names. I think the Habs would have interest in him.
Nazem Kadri's name has become one of the most active in NHL trade circle. The Calgary Flames sit at 2-8 and 1-11 game, their worst start in years. Kadri leads the team with 8 points in those contests and is now just 4 games away from reaching the 1,000 game milestone in his NHL career. Despite his performance, the growing instability inside Calgary has sparked league-wide trade speculation. According to multiple reports, the Montreal Canadiens are one of several teams exploring center options. TSN insiders Pierre LeBrun and Darren Dreger confirmed that Montreal continues to search for a true second-line center to strengthen their roster. LeBrun noted that if Calgary ever decides to move Kadri, the Canadiens would be a logical fit. However, both analysts emphasized that the Flames are nowhere close to making that decision. Kadri's contract remains a significant fact. He is signed through 2029 with a $7 million cap hit. Originally protected by a full no-move clause, his deal has now shifted to a 13-team no-trade list, meaning Montreal could technically pursue him if they are not on that list. That adjustment alone has created a surge of interest, as it gives general manager Kent Hughes new room to maneuver. Still, there are clear limits to how far the Canadiens are willing to go. Frank Saravalli stated on Bleacher Report's Insider Note that Montreal's top 2024 first-round pick, Michael Hague, is completely off the table. When asked about the possibility of including Hague in a Kadri trade, Saravalli replied directly, "No, it's not." He described Hague's early NCAA season at Michigan as pretty special so far, adding that Montreal have to be thrilled with yet another interesting prospect in their pipeline. But the tension continues to build. Calgary's early slump and internal struggles are drawing league attention. Montreal's need for a proven center only fuels the speculation further, and as the Flames face mounting pressure to fix their season, observers can't help but wonder, could Kadri's 1,000th game be one of his last in a Flames jersey? The next few weeks could decide whether Nazem Kadri stays in Calgary or joins Montreal. League insiders say Flames GM Craig Conroy is under pressure as the team sits 2-8 and 1, their patience running out. Kadri leads the roster in scoring and is just 4 games from his 1,000th NHL appearance, yet his name dominates trade discussion. Montreal's GM Kent Hughes continues searching for a proven second-line center behind Nick Suzuki. Players like Christian Dvorak and Jake Evans haven't provided consistent offense, making Kadri a logical fit. His $7 million cap hit through 2029 complicates talk, and any deal would likely need Calgary to retain salary or take contracts back. Still, Montreal's cap flexibility after moving Carey Price's contract to long-term injured reserve keeps them in position to act. TSN's Pierre LeBrun reports the Flames aren't close to trading Kadri, but Montreal has done its homework, monitoring his leadership and playoff experience. Head coach Martin St. Louis values that intensity. Insiders say Hughes won't sacrifice the rebuild for short-term gain, giving Montreal leverage as Calgary's slump deepens. Kadri's looming 1,000th game adds tension. It could come in a new uniform if talks advance. For now, both clubs wait, and every Calgary loss makes a move feel closer.
If you're a Habs fan, then rookie Ivan Demidov needs no introduction. The Montreal Canadiens announced the signing of the 19-year-old Russian forward to the utter jubilation of fans. The 19-year-old Russian player's flight was the most tracked in the world.
Something shocking is happening in Montreal. 19-year-old Ivan Demidov is racing past every other rookie in the league. His early performance has already pushed him to the top of the Calder Trophy watch list. Analysts call his rise remarkable. The data says it's real. This is the crazy reason why Ivan Demidov might win the Calder Trophy. 3 times in NHL history, a team has won the Calder Trophy in consecutive seasons. The last occurrence happened in 1968 when the Boston Bruins accomplished this feat. The Montreal Canadiens now sit in position to become the 4th franchise to achieve this milestone. Lane Hudson won the award in 2025. Ivan Demidov leads all rookies in scoring through October 2025.
Folks, we have a Calder Trophy race. Ivan Demidov is right back in it. 9 points in 10 games to start the season.
Ivan Demidov has 9 points through his first 10 NHL games in the 2025-26 season. He has scored 2 goals and recorded 7 assists. This places him first among all rookies in scoring. Demidov became the first Canadiens rookie to score 9 points in his first 10 games since Stephen Lebeau in 1989-1990. On October 25, 2025, Demidov recorded his first 3-point game in the NHL. He scored 1 goal and added 2 assists in a 4-3 victory over the Vancouver Canucks. Montreal Canadiens captain Nick Suzuki commented on Demidov's play. "He's a great player on the power play," Suzuki said. "His poise and vision, he's always finding play, finding seams. He's got a good shot, and he's probably run every single power play he's ever been on, so he's got a lot of reps on those." Head coach Martin St. Louis moved Demidov to the first power play unit before the game against Vancouver. St. Louis explained his decision. "I've known all along that Demi can play on the first power play," St. Louis said. "I got to a certain point with Demi where I felt like he had showed me that he's willing to play on the other side of the game, the defensive game, and he's bought in, and he's actually very attentive and trying to keep getting better." The Canadiens' power play statistics improved after adding Demidov to the first unit. Without Demidov on the first power play unit, Montreal averaged 93 shots per 60 minutes. With Demidov, the team produces 125 shots per 60 minutes. This represents a 34% increase in shot production. High-danger scoring chances also increased. Without Demidov, the Canadiens generated 22 high-danger shots per 60 minutes on the power play. With Demidov, they produce 36 high-quality chances per 60 minutes. This equals a 63% increase in dangerous scoring opportunities. Demidov currently plays 13 minutes and 47 seconds per game on average. He skates on a line with Alex Newhook and Oliver Kapanen at 5-on-5. NHL conducted a preseason poll for the 2025-26 Calder Trophy race. 15 voters participated in the poll. Demidov received 74 voting points. He earned 14 first-place votes. Matthew Schaefer of the New York Islanders finished second with 39 points. Jimmy Snuggerud of the St. Louis Blues placed third with 19 points. During the 2024 NHL Scouting Combine, Demidov answered a question about which player he most resembled. "I think it's a combination of Kirill Kaprizov and Jack Hughes," Demidov told Montreal Canadiens manager. Matthew Schaefer was selected first overall by the New York Islanders in the 2025 NHL Draft. He turned 18 years old on September 5, 2025. He became the youngest defenseman in NHL history to score a game-winning goal at 18 years and 46 days old. He extended his career-opening point streak to 6 games. Schaefer recorded his first multi-point game during this stretch. Jimmy Snuggerud was selected 23rd overall by the St. Louis Blues in the 2022 NHL Draft. He scored 51 points in 40 games during his final season at the University of Minnesota. He recorded 4 points in 7 regular season games for the Blues at the end of the 2024-2025 season. He added 4 points in 7 playoff games. Demidov averages 2.7 shot attempts per game and 0.9 shots on goal per game through the first 10 games of the season. He maintains a +3 rating. Demidov uses a wide skating stance referred to as 10-2 positioning. This technique allows him to move east-west across the ice with speed. Elite Prospects 2024 NHL Draft Guide described Demidov's skill set. The guide stated, "Every move serves a purpose, whether improving the quality of his look as a shooter or creating openings in the defense that he can exploit as a distributor." Dan Milstein serves as Demidov's agent through Gold Star Hockey. Milstein discussed Demidov's mental approach to the season. "He deleted all social media from his phone and completely disconnected from the media," Milstein said. "Ivan focuses only on hockey and family. His personal stats don't really matter to him." The Montreal Canadiens hold an 8-3-0 record through October 28, 2025. They sit in first place in the Atlantic Division. Nick Suzuki has 13 points during a 9-game point streak. This represents the longest point streak in the NHL for the 2025-26 season. The Canadiens have 3 third-period comeback wins this season. This total leads the NHL. Montreal went 2 for 3 on the power play in their victory over Vancouver on October 25, 2025. The Toronto Maple Leafs have won the Calder Trophy 10 times. This represents the most wins by any franchise. The Chicago Blackhawks rank second with 9 Calder Trophy winners. 10 defensemen have won the Calder Trophy since 1980.
Demidov avoided the check. Demidov. Look out, gave it away right on the tape of Pinto. And I think a cross-checking call behind the play.
I think it's going to be a slash.
A slash, sorry. And it's going against Ottawa, and Nick Cousins can't believe it. And he'll go for 2 or less.
This has been a parade to the box for Nick Cousins, unfortunately. He's going to take a little slash of Demidov into the hand here. So here's the turnover right here, the middle of the ice. And then there's a chop right on the wrist of Demidov.
A rookie star's night ended in pain. Ivan Demidov, slashed down by Nick Cousins, left the ice holding his wrist. The hit didn't just stop the play, it started something bigger. Nick Cousins delivered a two-handed slash right across Demidov's wrist. The Canadiens rookie tried to skate off, but the pain forced him out. He was removed from the game. Before the hit, Demidov was having a strong night. He had already collected 2 assists in the game. He pushed the play against Ottawa's defense and kept creating scoring chances. His skating and passing showed why fans are so excited about him. But after the slash, his night ended early. Head coach Martin St. Louis was asked for an update right after the game. He said, "Not right now. He's still being evaluated, so not right now." That was the official word from the Canadiens bench. The team called the move by Cousins unnecessary. St. Louis added, "There's no need for that. It's an exhibition game. I don't think there's any need for that in the game." Nick Cousins delivered the chop late in the game. This was after a string of rough moments between the two teams. Reports suggest Cousins may have been retaliating after Arbor Shekaj of Montreal had been ejected earlier. Fans were quick to react. Online, they described the slash as cowardly. Analysts said the Department of Player Safety is likely to review the play. That means Cousins could face discipline before the regular season begins. Ivan Demidov's health became the biggest focus of the night. Reports later confirmed he avoided serious injury. Elliot Friedman shared on X, "Don't believe there's any long-term injury concern for Demidov after the slash he took last night." This was seen as good news for Montreal, especially with the season opener scheduled for October 8th against the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Canadiens have already decided to be cautious. Demidov may sit out the next preseason game. This is to give him time to rest and recover. Alexandre Carrier also stated that none of the Canadiens players had serious injuries coming out of the game. That includes Demidov. Even with the incident, the Canadiens won the game 5-0. The score was one-sided, but the conversation after the final horn centered only on Demidov's injury. Before leaving, Demidov had shown the skill that made him a top draft pick. He helped set up goals. He pressured defenders. He drew coverage every time he carried the puck. His play stood out until the slash ended his night. The Canadiens organization is now focused on 2 things: his health and the league's decision on Cousins. The NHL has not yet released an official statement, but based on past cases, a review by the Department of Player Safety could come within days. The slash happened as Montreal and Ottawa played in Quebec City. The game drew attention because of the rising rivalry between the two clubs. This preseason meeting continued that trend. Demidov's injury scare raises larger questions for the league about how much physical play is allowed in preseason games. Martin St. Louis made his position clear. He stated again that there was no need for that type of slash in an exhibition setting. His words echoed through the post-game press conference. The Canadiens are expected to update Demidov's status as soon as team doctors finish their checks. For now, the official word is precaution. They do not want to risk a setback for one of their most important young players. The Canadiens, despite the slash, showed strength in the rest of the game. They scored 5 unanswered goals. The situation will now move into league offices. The NHL will study the slash and determine if Cousins faces a fine or suspension. The video review will play a role in that outcome. If discipline comes, it will likely be announced before the Senators' next preseason game. For Montreal, all eyes remain on Demidov. His arrival in the NHL has been highly anticipated. He has been labeled as one of the top prospects of his draft class. In his short time with the Canadiens, he has already impressed fans and coaches. That is why the slash drew so much attention. It was not just about one player getting hit, it was about the future of the franchise taking a dangerous shot in a preseason setting. Elliot Friedman's update eased some fears. His words were direct: "No long-term injury concern." That statement provided the most clarity yet. It pointed to Demidov returning soon, perhaps in time for the season opener. Still, the Canadiens are not rushing. They are expected to sit him at least one game to make sure he is fully ready. The rivalry between Montreal and Ottawa has often included physical clashes. This game continued that storyline. The final score was lopsided, but the real headline became the slash, the injury scare, and the possible fallout for Nick Cousins. As of today, Demidov is being monitored daily. Reports say he is not expected to miss extended time. The Canadiens are waiting for further medical reports. The slash is being reviewed by the league. Fans and media continue to follow closely. This was not just another preseason game. It was a night when a young star was slashed hard, left the ice in pain, and sparked a wave of reaction across hockey. Ivan Demidov just turned a rookie showcase into something no one saw coming. The Bell Center crowd watched in awe as the 19-year-old forward pulled off plays that left the arena shaking. It wasn't only the goal, and it wasn't only the passes. What happened on that ice has people wondering how far this story will go.
Yeah, for sure. It was funny.
I'm not speaking about the ending result, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Result.